Today's story is going to be about a person who has been revolutionary in the art of war because he has made a weapon which has destroyed so many lives, and it has impacted the factors of war, and also it has impacted the trajectory of which the wars goes nowadays. Because of him, the World War II ended abruptly, and because of him, also many people died in the World War II. But because of his inventions, at least some other things were prevented from happening, like greater mass killings, and also some people invading other areas like Germany. Because if it wasn't for his invention, Germany's would have now gotten the upper hand in power. Because, and everybody knows how Germany was and how Germany acted. And I've seen recently on the like last week, where they produced a movie about this person, which I'm going to talk about today. And this movie which they produced, they I haven't seen the movie yet, but I just want to tell you the real life story of this person, which the movie was all about. And the name of the person is Julius Oppenheimer, J. Oppenheimer, and that is his name. And many people know him because of the invention of what he did and made the atomic bomb. And I'll be explaining to you his life's journey and how he became to be a US scientist and also be able to make this particular atomic bomb. He graduated with a PhD at the age of 23 years, which is a very young age, and he knew people like Albert Einstein, and they were close peers of him, and also they supported him very much. So this story of J. Oppenheimer started in USA, where he was born in 1904 in USA. And after he was born there, his parents were mainly immigrants of Jewish, and his father was a textile importer, which he got a lot of money from importing textiles into the United States. And the mother was a person which used to like painting, and she painted a lot of pictures. And even some in their home, some of the pictures which she painted, and also some of the pictures which were on display on their home were pictures which were painted by one of a great person called Louis van Gogh. And these were the some of the paintings, and he was also brought up in an art home. But his passion and also career started when he saw that he had proficient in doing chemistry, but he didn't like so much chemistry. What he was mainly interested in was in physics, and that's when his career now started building up, when he now started learning physics, and he was able to be enrolled in university. Even he went to Harvard University, and after going to Harvard, he was also graduated and did other PhD courses, and he graduated at the age of 23. And one of the instances where he said when he was doing a chemistry course, he was saying that the particular teacher of his, they didn't like each other very well, and he had a dislike on the teacher. So one day what Oppenheimer tried to do is to poison a particular apple, which if this apple the teacher eats it, he will be able to die. But the teacher wasn't able to eat the apple, and it was very fortunate for Oppenheimer for the teacher not to eat the apple. So in the years of 1935, when the war and also Germany started invading Poland, at that time USA was very silent about this matter, and they didn't have a say, because Germany just invaded Poland and started taking territories of Poland, and no one will be able to say anything about this war. So later on in the years, where there was some speculations that the Germany can be able to make a nuclear weapon and also atomic weapon, now it is when now USA had to have interest. And also one of the things which gave Oppenheimer a interest and also a boost up was Albert Einstein, because Albert Einstein was just like a mentor and also was like a friend to Oppenheimer. So one thing and about Albert Einstein also supported and also gave a thumbs up and said maybe one day Germany can be able to take up that position and build its own nuclear weapon. So they were in the race between USA and also Germany and also other countries who will be the first one to build a nuclear bomb and an atomic bomb. So by the support of his peer, which was Albert Einstein, he grew fond of it and also got interested in it. And one thing, by his just education of physics, he was able to be chosen to be the head of a particular group where it will be deployed in 1941 in a city in Mexico. He was the one who chose that particular site where he will be able to develop these bombs, and after developing it, it will be able to help the USA deploy the bombs in the war, in the World War II bomb, in the World War II war. So Oppenheimer in 1941, he was given a budget of 6,000 US dollars to be a particular inventor and also to head that particular group. But this budget blew up to $2 billion in that particular invention, trying to make the atomic bomb, because there are a lot of materials which are required to make an atomic bomb. Uranium, which is very hard to locate. So in 1941, it is when the particular project started, and Oppenheimer now decided to choose a location and also choose members which will be helpful in aiding and also making this particular bomb of atomic bomb. So Oppenheimer was making the bomb, and he successfully made the bomb. And this bomb is basically, an atomic bomb is a bomb where it relies on fission, and fusion of atoms, where atoms are able to be split. And if one atom is able to be split, and this is possible by an element called uranium or platinum. And platinum is an element which can be made in the lab, but uranium is a natural occurring element. So uranium can be used to split atoms of a nuclear, and also be able to, if the atoms are able to split, they will cause an explosion. And if they cause an explosion, they will also cause other atoms to explode. So this will create a large amount of explosion. So a nuclear weapon, as long as the first atom is split, then the other atoms will be automatically split, and also they will continue splitting and splitting, and also split into 1,000 more atoms. So that's a nuclear bomb basically. So that's how they relied on making the nuclear bomb. And the first nuclear bomb, which was successful, they made in 1945, which was deployed in Hiroshima in Japan. And this weapon was so devastating. Before that, when Oppenheimer saw that, when he deployed that bomb successfully in his test plant, he was very sad. He said that he has given the world a weapon which can be able to destroy themselves. And he didn't know that he wasn't sure if the world was ready for this particular weapon, because it will destroy so much people and also cause so many deaths. Because when he saw that particular result of that explosion, the cloud which that atomic bomb had made, it was so devastating for him. He said some people were laughing and some people were crying, but all in all, he didn't see that this particular thing which he made was the right thing. He was very saddened by it, because he gave the power to humans to destroy themselves. And he was very sad. Even there are some recordings in the internet where he's seen speaking also about this. So that's what Oppenheimer, when he did that test. And that's after completing the test successfully, is when now the US knew that the atomic bomb is now able and now is possible. So after the first attack of Japan into USA, it is now when USA now retaliated and now threw for Japan a particular bomb which killed almost 145,000 people in a city called Hiroshima in Japan. It killed 145,000 people. The first people which it killed just by the bomb, it was 80,000. And the other 80,000, like 65,000 over there, were killed by the nuclear explosion and also the nuclear effects of that particular bomb. So the first casualties were around 80,000. So this is so much amount of people which died in that bomb. Not only that, remember there were two bombs which were thrown. And the first bomb which was thrown in Hiroshima was not powerful than the second bomb. The second bomb was made by a particular element which used to split, which was plutonium. And the first bomb was made by uranium. So the second bomb which was thrown in Nagasaki, killed almost 70 to 60,000 people, which is not so much compared to the first bomb, although it was the powerfulest bomb if you compare it to the first bomb. So when Oppenheimer saw this, it was very devastating for him. He said he got even into depression, and also that is when he decided to now leave that particular testing and also making of bombs. Now it is now when USA made him a particular council and also a head of a council, because at that time the World War II ended because of that bomb, the atomic bomb, and they made him the particular council of a particular group in the USA of nuclear research. And when days were going by, they started suspecting Oppenheimer to be a communist, because one of the things which they were claiming that Oppenheimer had a communist girlfriend, and that this communist girlfriend was the first girlfriend of Oppenheimer, and even it led to Oppenheimer naming the bomb which he made to be called Trinity, which symbolizes Oppenheimer, the girlfriend, and also that particular bomb, which is three people in one, like God. So this is, people were claiming that Oppenheimer was a communist because his girlfriend was also linked into communist, and also Oppenheimer was funding the girlfriend a lot of money, which she partook on a communist journeys. And also the second, because Oppenheimer, the first girlfriend, they broke up with Oppenheimer. Now Oppenheimer got the second girlfriend in 1941 when he was doing that particular making of that bomb, and where this girlfriend, Oppenheimer got to marry her, and they were able to get two kids. And after getting two kids, although they had been married, the Oppenheimer had still been seeing the first girlfriend, and also they had still their relationship was still on. So after their relationship was still on, Oppenheimer still loved the first girlfriend, and the first girlfriend died in the year of 1943 over there to 1944, before the atomic bomb was made. And this is what the USA and also some members were making claims that this particular person Oppenheimer was a communist member because of that girlfriend, but the girlfriend died even before the bomb of Hiroshima was dropped. So in 1944, the girlfriend was able to die through depression, because also the girlfriend said that she loved Oppenheimer so much. So that's basically their life. In 1944, she died to 1943, almost over there. So Oppenheimer later on continued his life with the claims of him being a member of the Communist Party. And even Oppenheimer, after finishing that bomb in 1945, he was given an office in the US where it was next to the president's White House. So it was just a walk away, just behind the president's White House, where a person can be able to go and do. It was just next to the president's White House, and this is a great achievement for Oppenheimer. So in 1945, when days were going by, in 1950, it is when Oppenheimer was stripped out of his Security Council, and he was able not to perform or do any tasks according to the nuclear, or touch anything about the nuclear, because he was referred to as a communist and by other members. Although people like Albert Einstein and also other scientists were supporting Oppenheimer, there was one scientist which was against Oppenheimer, which said that Oppenheimer declined my idea of making a hydrogen bomb, and a hydrogen bomb is much powerful than an atomic bomb. And hydrogen bomb, they say it is 800 times more powerful than the atomic bomb. But Oppenheimer did all this because he cared for the people, because he didn't want to deal with the hydrogen bomb. Just imagine if the hydrogen bomb was the one which was dropped in Hiroshima, it would be very devastating. It is better for the atomic bomb, because the atomic bomb is 800 less powerful than the hydrogen bomb, which was later made and also tested in 1955 over there. So Oppenheimer was accused of him not allowing this particular person called Edward Teller to make the hydrogen bomb, and other members of the council were very angry at Edward Teller for claiming and also making these accusations to a person like Oppenheimer, which the council had respected a lot. People like Albert Einstein and also other council members, which scientists, which made the spaceship which went to the moon and also explored the moon for NASA. So most of the people were for Oppenheimer, but unfortunately, Oppenheimer lost the chairman of that particular council and he was stripped out of his position. And also now he lived a normal life. But you remember when Oppenheimer was claiming that the particular council, and also he was claiming that he was the one in fault of making that particular bomb. But later on in the years, he was able to overcome this and said, the problem is not for the scientists. The problem is the government which holds these particular weapons. If the government does anything wrong, the scientists should not be blamed because it is the government's responsibility not to use this bomb for any other case or any other mischievous things. So later on in the years, an hydrogen bomb was tested in the around 1955, and it was found to be more powerful than the atomic bomb. So later on in the years, you remember now, Oppenheimer was stripped out of his particular council and also stripped out of his security council. And also Oppenheimer in the years of 1960, he wasn't able to win any particular Nobel Peace Prize, although he was very influential and also he did many things, but he wasn't able to be given a Nobel Peace Prize. So all this time, Oppenheimer was not being recognized until the year of 1961 when John F. Kennedy entered into the seat and he started recognizing Oppenheimer. And even there was a time where he wanted to give Oppenheimer his access back to the Security Council of USA, but Oppenheimer declined and said he doesn't want it to be reinstated. Later on, in 1963 is when Oppenheimer was being able to be recognized by a president called Johnson for him being a so much influential person in science, and he was able to be given a particular president award, and it was the highest presidential award which was awarded to Oppenheimer. And Oppenheimer told the president that it is good for him to have so much courage to recognize him because many people had refused to give him that type of recognition which the president did. And later on in the year of 1965, Oppenheimer was able to be diagnosed with throat cancer, and this throat cancer was caused by him being a constant smoker, and he was a very notorious smoker, and which also took a down toll to his health because he was very slim because of this smoking. And by the smoking, he got that throat cancer. Later, it took him 2 years to succumb to the throat cancer. In 1967, he was able to die, unfortunately. So that's the life story of Oppenheimer, and I hope you like the story of this incredible person. Before you watch the movie, this is the story of Oppenheimer, the long story, broad story. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. So until we meet next time, thank you. And also, if you haven't watched other videos also produced by me, you can just check them out on my channel. There are more other videos like this, interesting videos. So go check it out and I'll really appreciate it. Thank you.